You know that feeling like you're a walking mosquito magnet and everyone else is getting off easy? Well, it turns out you might not be imagining it. In this explainer, we're going to dig into the really surprising link between wildlife disappearing and, well, why you might be becoming a mosquito's #1 target.
Right? You're just trying to enjoy a nice evening outside, and suddenly it feels like every single mosquito in a 5-mile radius has decided you're the main course. It's so frustrating. And believe it or not, that feeling, it's not just in your head.
Yeah, it's actually true. They are out to get us, more and more. But the reason why is, well, it's way bigger than you think. It's not just about, your blood type or what color shirt you're wearing. This is a story about our entire planet and how it's changing.
So what we're diving into today is based on this really fascinating new study. And it uncovers this direct and honestly kind of alarming connection between the health of our environment and, those annoying itchy bumps that you get all summer long.
Okay, so to really get this, our story starts in this incredibly beautiful place, the Atlantic forest in Brazil. Now, picture this. It used to be this huge, thriving ecosystem. And it's right here that scientists started to notice something weird was going on with the mosquitoes.
And to really understand what's at stake here, you have to get a picture of what this forest was like. We are talking about a world just exploding with life. Hundreds of species of birds, mammals, reptiles, basically a giant all-you-can-eat buffet for any mosquito. That incredible biodiversity, that's the key. That's what keeps an ecosystem healthy and in balance.
So, a team of researchers decided to play detective to figure out what was happening. They basically started this ecological investigation. Their mission was simple: find out who or what these mosquitoes were biting.
And their method was actually pretty clever. They set up these special traps using light and CO2 to attract and catch a whole bunch of mosquitoes, over 1,700 of them, in fact. Then they took them back to the lab, and this is the cool part. They did a DNA analysis on the blood inside the mosquitoes to find out what their last meal was, like a tiny crime scene investigation.
But hold on. Before I tell you what they found, we need to talk about a huge piece of this puzzle: the crime scene itself. Because the Atlantic forest today, it's a totally different place than it was years ago. The list of potential victims for these mosquitoes to bite, well, that list has gotten a lot shorter.
Get this, a full third of this massive, incredible forest is just gone. This isn't some small change we're talking about. It is a catastrophic loss of home for who knows how many animals.
So where did it all go? Well, it's been cleared for things we do. Things like farming, raising animals, and building cities. All of that has pushed the native wildlife out. And that leads to a really important question. If all the animals are gone, what are the mosquitoes supposed to eat?
And that right there brings us to the big reveal. After analyzing the DNA from all those blood samples, the scientists found their answer. The culprit, the new favorite meal on the menu, it wasn't a mystery. It was us.
The results were just staggering, really. Out of all the blood meals they were able to identify, humans were, by far, the most common source. Think about it. In an area that should be packed with all kinds of wildlife, they found mosquitoes had fed on 23 different people, compared to only 6 birds and just 1 dog. That's a huge difference.
So here's the bottom line, the crucial point. When we take animals out of the picture, we're not getting rid of the mosquitoes. We're just forcing them to change their menu. And we are becoming the main course. Okay, so this is where the story gets more serious, because this isn't just about a few itchy bites. When mosquitoes start feeding on humans this much, it has real, direct, and pretty serious consequences for our health.
In fact, one of the scientists who worked on the study, Dr. Jerome Alencara, put it really clearly. He said that this change in mosquito behavior, which is driven by deforestation, is directly linked to the spread of some really dangerous viruses.
So what are these arboviruses he's talking about? Simply put, they're viruses that are spread by bugs like mosquitoes and ticks, and they cause some nasty diseases you've probably heard of, like dengue, Zika, and yellow fever. So you can see the connection, right? The more mosquitoes bite us, the higher the risk that these diseases start to spread. And that really is the biggest takeaway from all of this. The health of our planet isn't some separate thing from our own health. They're totally connected. A healthy, diverse ecosystem, it's like a natural shield, protecting us from disease. And when we damage it, we're basically tearing down our own defenses.
So this whole story about the mosquito, it's a huge warning sign, isn't it? It just goes to show that even what seem like small changes to our environment can have these direct, totally unexpected effects on our own lives and our health. It really makes you wonder, right? What other dangers are we creating for ourselves when we mess with nature's balance? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.